gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 264, and whoo, mama. I need to sit down after the craziness that happened over Black Friday and Cyber Monday for Tiege Hanley. We had our second best day in terms of, I just spit, sorry. I might have got you. That's how excited I am. Anyway, we had our second best day in terms of total sales in Tiege Hanley history for Cyber Monday, and it was amazing. The entire team really did a great job sort of rallying together and really amping up and building up the mega box. For those of you who got it, you know, like, it was an insane deal. We're also doing a deal, not quite to that degree or level for Christmas and like the holiday season, but it's a really great deal. I think it has like 4 or 5 different products in it. So be on the lookout. Make sure to be following Tiege Hanley on social media, whether or not it's Instagram, Facebook, or even TikTok. Something else that I need to tell you about before we get started is the most recent video that Josh at Tiege Hanley has curated, crafted, and put together for you, and that is how to have clear skin. Guys, if you missed that video or haven't seen it yet, it's going to be linked down below. So Black Friday, Cyber Monday for Tiege Hanley was insane. It really was. It was amazing. It was great to see, you know, the interest, the demand, and for us as a team to sort of come together, because honestly, in order to put something like that together, all hands on deck need to be kind of a part of it. You know, everything from the fulfillment to the packaging to the creative and all the the branding and the ads that need to go out and be created by our branding team, the marketing department, not to mention like our tech guy, our like everybody, literally everybody on the Tiege Hanley team needs to basically have a part of making this successful. And when it comes together, and when you are so successful at a launch or doing anything really as a team, it's really great, because I really feel like it gives the entire team a boost of confidence. It's also great to see that our team is working so incredibly well together as a unit. And I think that's something that I think we've lacked for a little while, but now like everything is sort of like gelling in a way that it hasn't in a really long time, honestly, if ever. And it's great to see, because it's critical, literally, it is critical for all of your pieces of your company, for your employees to be able to work together and not like battling or not conflicting. In order for you to scale your business, you need to make sure that each of the team members or parts of the team are working on what they need to work and are able to facilitate and help the other areas in the other areas where they need to. And it's really amazing to see the team come together and just kick so much ass. I'm super proud of everybody, and I'm also, you know, super happy that you guys were so interested in the mega box. It literally was an incredible deal. And the great thing about that box is that it allows a lot of people to try the different Tiege Hanley products. But we're not done. You can't rest, gentlemen. You got to keep grinding, keep hustling, keep moving towards the next big event, which obviously is the Christmas holiday season, which that is what we're gearing up for now. But that being said, there were a lot of amazing business questions on the last vlog that I'd like to get into. And there's one specifically that kind of dives into or sort of starts the conversation about this whole thing of passive income. And that is from our friend Cadga5. Sorry, I just butchered your name. Anyway, he goes, business question. You've started, or you've stated that you fully own Pete Pedro and that you partially own Tiege Hanley. My question is, why do you seem to do more marketing for Tiege Hanley than Pete Pedro? So this is an amazing question, and it is absolutely true. I do own all of Pete Pedro, and I am a part owner of Tiege Hanley. One of the deals and sort of parts of the negotiating equation when I started with Tiege Hanley was you know, like Kelly brought, you know, cash and equity, Rob brought something else. You know, for me, my value was my marketing and promotional ability. And so what I brought to the table when I said, yes, make me a partner in Tiege Hanley, this is how much equity I want, and for that, you are going to get, or Tiege Hanley, the company, is going to get 1, 2, whatever it is, you know, videos per month, me promoting it. You know, and then sort of you back out of the numbers. It's like, okay, so, you know, if I were to do a promotion for another company, this is kind of what the dollar amount would look like. So technically, this is what I'm investing in Tiege Hanley. And so since we started, that has been, you know, my thing. I have been doing, you know, 2 promotions typically per month for Tiege Hanley. And one of the reasons why I have not backed off of that or lessened my promotion is because even though a lot of my customers, a lot of my clients, a lot of you guys have heard about Tiege Hanley and I've talked about it, I still am incredibly effective in terms of a conversion tool and mechanism. So even though I've promoted the hell out of Tiege Hanley over the course of the past like 4 years, it's still my job to talk about it. It's still what I bring to the table. Now, some additional things I bring to the table is this vlog, right? That's another piece of content. I do 4 of those a month. You know, the other reality is that, you know, I feel like Tiege Hanley like we are on the brink of like really kind of like exploding. And in terms of, you know, investment and return on my investment, I think that the potential for Tiege Hanley to grow into like a crazy giant monster company that could potentially at some point be attractive to somebody to possibly, you know, acquire us or for us to have some type of like big monster like equity or exit is really, really good. And so with that in mind, I feel like it's a good investment in my time and my promotional capital in order to continue to drive it. Plus, I love the brand, I love the business, and I'm super proud of it. It's also my largest business, right? It's a big business. That being said, I do own all of Pete and Pedro. And one of the things with Pete and Pedro that I have been attempting to do is actually step back a little bit in terms of promoting it. One of the reasons why I agreed to actually hire Mike Levy from the Grooming Lounge to come on to help me at Pete and Pedro is that he sold me on the idea that, you know, it's not about you. It can't be about you. You are doing so many things wrong or not doing certain things in order to leverage your existing customers and really utilize like a mailing list and other like promotional mechanisms. And I was like, you know what? If it requires me to do less work, which honestly the secret is that it's made me do more work, just different work. And it's not as much about me, hey, flash sale, hey, buy this Pete and Pedro. Because literally, like every Friday at Pete and Pedro, I would go on and be like, hey, flash sale, this weekend only, grab putty, grab whatever. And I was discounting. He also got me into the mindset of, you don't need to discount as much. You really need to pull back on your discounting. That way, when you actually do a deal, when you do a sale, it's more impactful and you're honestly like wasting a lot of money because you don't need to give away this much. And so I purposely have pulled back some of my Pete and Pedro promotions. And the beautiful thing is that with the new strategy, Pete and Pedro this past year has grown 40% over the year prior, which it grew, you know, before, the year before. And so it's working and it's good. The goal from Tiege Hanley, even from like day one, is for me to like build it, like to really like champion it, to get it out there, but then for me to sort of back off and step back a little bit and allow sort of our marketing team and department to really, you know, raise the ship. And that's kind of what's happened. But that being said, I still am needed to continue to just put out content and to drive the message of Tiege Hanley because I do still have a large audience and nobody in the universe converts as well as I do. And I say in the universe, but literally I am a very, very, very good, what I've come to realize is I'm a very good salesperson and I do an incredible job, better than anybody and I say that because, okay, so I'm going to toot my own horn here for a second. And I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing or you're going to be like, you son of a bitch, you suck. You probably say that anyway. But I am a great salesperson. And out of all the people that Menfluential Media represents, nobody can touch me in terms of conversions, in terms of traffic. There are other people that are good, but in terms of driving a message, converting a sale, brand awareness, I'm the king. I'm the champ. I'm kidding. But there aren't many things that I'm like the best at. But honestly, that is one of the things that I consider myself to be really good at. And I love it. I love sales. I love the whole process. I love getting products that I love, that I'm passionate about, and talking about them. And I think when you do that, you know, your audience can see. And so I guess that's another business takeaway. If you don't love a product, you absolutely should not be promoting it because your audience will tell, you will lose credibility. And that actually was one of the big things and the reasons why I didn't take that deal on Shark Tank the second time. They're like, hey, we want a piece of Alpha M. I'm like, okay. But then I thought, I'm like, yo, if their financial interest is tied to me promoting products, I'm going to have a hard time saying no to something if it's a crap product. So anyway, Now, a few more business questions that were amazing. Wait for it. So the next business question comes from our friend Anthony Marin. He says, my team and I are working on creating a business plan for a mobile coffee company, having a truck and fulfilling mobile online orders, and are having some trouble with industry background component. How do I identify areas of growth and market niches and define our market in regard to size of potential market and major, wait for it, segments of overall market? Okay, so Anthony, I know nothing about the coffee industry other than I love coffee and I'm addicted to caffeine. I don't know how you go about, going about this business. Maybe start doing researches, maybe doing some research in terms of like, what areas of the country has the most like coffee like roasters, or what country or what city in the country has drinks the most coffee, or I mean, there are probably ways to do that, but in terms of fulfilling like mobile orders, like you better have like 100,000 people within like a 1 mile radius. Like that logistically would be really hard, I think. Now the whole like food truck industry, setting up a food truck or setting up some type of like coffee stand somewhere in a busy area, maybe that's a better model. I don't know. Or maybe it's about going and delivering. Oh, okay. Here we go, right? I'm an entrepreneur. What about going to offices and basically taking mobile orders? So like every day, you show up at a specific office that maybe has 20 or 30 employees, and each day, the day before they place their order, you show up and you make and give them all their coffee. You bring it to them. That would be something where maybe you would have to sort of set up something with the business or something. I just don't know, but I think there's probably something. You need to figure out a way in order to get around a lot of people that drink coffee and sell like big batches of drinks as opposed to like 1 off and 2 off and 3 off. So in terms of this business, I love coffee. I love the whole truck concept. I just don't know the best way to direct you or advise you, because I don't know exactly like what you're thinking in terms of how you're planning on fulfilling. Is this you going and delivering like cups of coffee to people, or is it grounds of coffee to like businesses or homes? I just don't know. And I think when you identify what your specific like target is or what your business model is, then I think you could have an easier time, or we would have an easier time having a conversation or directing you on the best way to sort of strategize and go about it. So if you want to clarify down below, we'll definitely give it a better shot next week. The next business question comes from our friend Kanalarj Sinzala. Talk about butchering a name. What's up, brother? Thanks for being here. He says, hello, sir. My question is, can you share your opinion on how to open online man's formal clothing line and how to start? Thank you very much. Yes. So the formal industry, I would probably start with something like accessories, right? Something that you can mass produce relatively affordably, and then trying to get a customer base around that. Ties, pocket squares, cufflinks, tie bars. I would go and look at the Gentleman's Gazette. All right, Raphael Snyder has done a really good job sort of like cultivating his passion of high-end men's like accessories and selling it to the masses or his audience. But it started with a website, it started with the Gentleman's Gazette, and then he started Fort Belvedere, his sort of accessory men's like item line around that. But he's done a great job. I personally know him, and he's a rock star. His business does very, very well. It's like a 7-figure business. So if that tells you anything in terms of the market, and then if you figured out an audience, you figured out a niche, you figured out products that they loved, if you wanted to then sort of scale into like formal wear, that's a whole nother animal. And there are so many complexities with custom clothing. Antonio Centeno, that's how he started. That's also the business that forced him into bankruptcy, because it's a very tough business to do custom clothing, and to do it at scale, it's even harder. Speaking of hard and scaling, now I think I want to wrap this video up by talking a little bit about this whole idea of passive income. The one question that was brought up about me not promoting like Pete and Pedro as much as Tiege Hanley, One of the things that I have been working incredibly hard for since I started, honestly, is figuring out ways in order to make passive income. Passive income, for those of you who don't know, is you using your money or whatever money you have made or worked for, using that money in order to generate you more money, but you're not actually having to do the work. Our business partner, Tiege Hanley, Brian, he has a saying. He goes, I was tired of breaking rocks. He recently helped founded a business a few years ago, and it's a really amazing, like super techie, like mind-blowing business. But he ended up getting out of it. And the reason was because he said, I'm just tired of breaking rocks, meaning I'm tired of having to work so hard. Gentlemen, I am, and you at some point are probably going to want to maybe retire, take a step back. But it's really difficult when you are solely responsible for generating all of your revenue, all of your income. And that is one of the things that I have been trying to do. And that is build revenue streams for me that I don't necessarily have to work for like long term. This is one of the reasons why I've gotten into real estate a little bit, because I know that I can generate revenue from these buildings. I use a little bit of cash, I fix them up a little bit, and then I get rent every month from these businesses. Now, I don't do like rental units in terms of like houses and like apartment complexes, but I do commercial buildings. And so I own 2 commercial assets that I get rent, and I get, from the 2, including the one that I'm about to open, and the other one, like I'm generating, you want me to be honest? I'm generating like 18 grand a month just from the fact that I use money in order to, build these or fix them up, buy them, and then, they pay me rent. And so I get rent every month, and that is passive income. And so when you think about that, right, you think about opportunities, or when I think of things, I think of opportunities where, all right, I've raised this money, I've worked for this money, how do I use it, how do I leverage it in order to generate income that I don't have to break the rocks for? And this is something that each and every one of you needs to start doing. This is also one of the reasons why each and every one of you needs to start investing as soon and as early as possible. Vanguard is a great company. There are a lot of amazing companies out there. Wealthfront is another incredible one. Kevin O'Leary, we were talking about Beanstocks, another possible option. But the fact is, the idea and the whole premise behind like retirement accounts, Roth IRAs, is that you're taking the money that you have earned, you're giving it to somebody else to basically manage to use, and they are going to use this money to basically pour gasoline on the fire, as they say, make more money, and as a return of you lending them money, they're going to give you or pay you a return. Investing, starting now, starting early, starting to educate yourself on this whole idea. Real estate is a very popular thing. The problem with real estate is that typically you need some assets or some cash early on in order to buy the assets, like 20% down, 10% down, whatever it may be. But anybody, literally like anybody, can open an investment or a retirement account and start investing there. Some other things, the business that is going to be operating out of the church, I am also a part owner in that business, all right? So I am the landlord. I am going to be getting rent off of that business, but I am also part owner of that business, which I'll be telling you about. We're actually opening on Tuesday, which is crazy, super exciting. Tell you a little bit more about that soon. I've been waiting for Christian to come down and film like a big sexy reveal video, but the problem is that the sign on the front, I need the sign to be there before I really do like a big sexy video. I don't want to do a big, huge tour, reveal, and everything until I have the sign up. And it's just a thing that I want it to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist. Anyway, so investing that money and being part owner in that business, that is passive income. I am not working in that business, but it's going to hopefully generate enough that there's going to be profit that I'm going to then take a distribution for at the end of the year. Menfluential Media, another business that I have that is generating me passive income. Yes, it generates leads and advertising for the Alpha YouTube channel, but we represent a lot of other guys. We take a percentage, and then I am part owner in that. And so for me personally, right now, I kind of feel like it's like a land grab, right? I've got all these flags, and I'm sticking flags in the ground, just trying to figure out how I am going to build my wealth long term, that I don't have to continue to generate YouTube content, 4 or 5 videos a week in order to do that, or make the ocean rise, as they say. And so that's something that I've been very aware of and focused on. And it's something that if you are an entrepreneur, not only should you be focusing on your business, but you should always be looking for opportunities to possibly invest or use your talents in order to help something else grow that you don't have to do the legwork for, that's going to generate you revenue and income. Because long-term, gentlemen, it is so sweet to have somebody else making money for you that you don't actually have to technically work for, or you've already done the work for and made the money for, that you're allowing them to scale and use that money to pour gasoline on the fire, as Kevin O'Leary and the Shark Tank says. Gentlemen, that's where I'm going to wrap things up. If you have a business question, down in the comments, start it with business question. And if you have a passive income idea or something that you have done that is generating you passive income, guys, I would love, down in the comments, let us know, because I think it's really good when entrepreneurs or smart people get together and share what's working for them. And so if you've got a business idea or you've got a passive income opportunity that you're working on that's worked for you, that's not like multi-level marketing, because I'm not the biggest fan, not saying it doesn't work or can't work, but I'm saying that I wouldn't necessarily invest in multi-level marketing businesses. But if there's another way or another business or industry or idea that you have that could help somebody generate passive income, I am all ears. I am always interested, looking, and I think that it'd be helpful for everybody else watching this vlog. So down in the comments, guys, if you've got a passive income idea or strategy, let us know. If you've got a business idea, start it with business idea and ask your questions. Next week, we'll get to some of yours. Gentlemen, thank you so much for knocking it out of the Tiege Hanley Park on Cyber Monday and Black Friday. It was amazing, and it's all because of you.